What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? What's good, everyone? Man, today has been a wonderful morning. As you can hear right now, I woke up about an hour ago. Getting back to work, you know how it is. Been working a lot. Shout out to the people who support Raw Truth, give you the raw content that you deservedly need and definitely deserve. Now, today we're going to talk about Lonzo Ball. Here's how he can have a successful season. Number one, consistency. Again, consistency. So many times we've seen Lonzo Ball have a great game and then spatter off, and then have a subpar game and then have a great game. And then this season, Lonzo just needs to be consistent. He doesn't have to be Russell Westbrook. He doesn't have to be Steph Curry. He doesn't have to be any of that. What he needs to do is be a guy that they could count on averaging about 17 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds. But if he could get somewhere close to that, if he could get somewhere close to 10 assists, then I think that would be a great year. We got a couple people in the chat. Make sure to hit the like button, share the content with a friend, foe, or people you know. Like and share the video. So Lonzo Ball, you could look at his facial expression. You could look at his demeanor. He's ready. He's confident. He's dealt with a lot of scrutiny. Now here on Raw Truth, me, Coach Joe, and a lot of folks, we've been objective. Some people may say harsh, but I feel like we've been objective, and the reason why is there were so much unrealistic expectations. And I'm glad that Lonzo pointed out that he's a traditional guard. This is something we have been saying for a while. Nobody wanted to listen. And shout out to the homie, Blunt Dog 513. He says, love the scenery. Yeah, it's a great scenery. I'm at peace right now. Now you see why I don't do social media. I don't do any Twitter. I don't do any Instagram anymore. I don't really need it at all. But Lonzo, man, he's at peace right now, knowing that he has weapons. I know that they've added guards. They added Caruso. They've added certified backups. But all Lonzo has to do is worry about himself. Worry about how he's going to turn the Chicago Bulls into a winner. If Lonzo helps with winning, that's all they need to do. That's all they need to do. Finex says social media is a scam if you aren't doing business. Yep. Finks Lit says right now Lonzo is not associated with winning in the NBA. Exactly. He has to become a winner. That's the ultimate objective. They got to win. And all the accolades and everything will take care of itself. I've seen a lot of YouTubers talking about he need to be an all-star. He's going to be, not need to be. He's going to be an all-star and all this. No, not this year. What he needs to focus on is being the first team all-defender. What he needs to focus on is leading the NBA in assists or trying to be top 5 in assists. He doesn't need to focus on, being an all-star. They got 2 guys in DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine who are going to be their leading scorers. The Chicago Bulls have a chance to have 2 players in the all-star. In the Eastern Conference, they're gonna take what, 3 point guards? You already know Kyrie's an all-star. And who else? Who do y'all think is gonna be an all-star in the Eastern Conference this year? It's up in the air in the Eastern Conference. LaMelo Ball has a Trae Young. Trae Young, don't forget Trae Young, man. That's 2. In the 3rd spot, it's gonna be a young gun. Finlex says a Bulls chip. Zoe, let me see. A Bulls chip, Zoe averaging 7, 7, and 6. Now he's gonna average more than 7 points. A Bulls bouncing the second round, Zoe averaging 15, 9, and 8. That could happen if the like a realistic stat line for Lonzo is probably 15, 9, and 8. I went for 17 because he has to score more than just 15 points. Finn Lick says, C, the Bulls missed the playoffs if Lonzo averages 20, 10, and 7. All he has to do, Lonzo Ball, is distribute the ball. He doesn't have to be some type of superhero. A.J. Watson said, this proved that you can be a dog for Lonzo. Yeah, that's where consistency comes from. Embracing the challenge every night to dominate and to win. That's what Lonzo has to do, man. It's not about him chasing these stats. Shout out to Rare Family 816. Make sure you hit the like button, share the video to all social media platforms. Finn Lick says Zoe could be Defensive Player of the Year. Like you said, yeah, he can be Defensive Player of the Year. He's got the defensive tools. He could be a first-team all-defensive player. That's an award. If Zoe gets Defensive Player of the Year, that's a big accomplishment for him. Finley says that's good enough for Zoe. It is good enough for Zoe. We got 20 people in the chat and only a few likes. Hit the like button so we can go on. This is raw truth that you're hearing right now. No sugarcoating, no BS around. Fitlit says Melo will probably never win a Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, that's true. But LaMelo has a chance to, average 20-plus points, get a double-digit assists, and make all-star appearances. So he'll be just fine. But think about it. If Lonzo wins Defensive Player of the Year, he'd be the only one in the Ball family to win that. And that's saying something. That's something they can never take away from him. If Lonzo is first-team all-defense, he'd be the only one in the Ball family to do that. This is what is important for Lonzo Ball. He has to etch a name for himself. And he can do that if he focuses on the little things and worry about winning. The CFL podcast, shout out to my brother CFL podcast. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Shout out to Titus Holloway. He says so he's going to average 16, 8 and a half, and 8 rebounds. Rap guy said, hey, DJ, saw you on the Pope Street. Shout out to the Pope. Be frank, man. If you ain't subscribed to his channel, man, I don't know what y'all doing. He's a real one. Great channel. Subscribe to his channel. Show him love. Finlex says the aspect of missing from the ball brother versus ball brother camp. Yeah. CFL podcast says Lonzo has continually progressed in the past few seasons. Just got to stay healthy and stay aggressive. He's criminally underrated. That's all he has to do. If Lonzo Ball is assertive, that's the best Lonzo Ball you're going to get. And you're going to get someone who you could depend on every night. Look how life would be so easier for Lonzo if he's assertive, aggressive, and he's putting up consistent points and assists. Nobody would be making hit piece videos. No one could be questioning his desire to play, and it'll bring less stress to him. CFL podcast says everyone hit the like button. Facts, bro. And subscribe to the CFL podcast, man. When I'm looking for swag information, besides the one I made, I go to the CFL podcast. He does his research. Swag Buzz is another good one. Shout out to Swag Buzz, my brother. Swag Buzz, as you know, went to Jackson State, so you know he's hipped into everything that's going on there. Rap Guy says, I can see Zoe winning Defensive Player of the Year. He can. Duke in the NBA says, people don't understand Lonzo offensive stats might not be as high as with 3 20-point scores. Yeah. The Chicago Bulls can potentially have 3 20-point scores. And if you think Lonzo's going to average 20, that's not realistic. Sweatbox, good point. Ben Simmons did make the All-Star. But I think that was just fan voting right there. I think that's fan. I don't. And plus, this year is going to be tougher in the Eastern Conference to make the All-Star team because you got 3 slots. I mentioned Kyrie Irving. Trae Young would definitely get a slot. He's averaging 20-plus points and double-digit assists. You know he's going to be on there. And he has Nate McMillan as his coach. So that third spot will be between Ben Simmons if he's in the Eastern Conference. I know Ben Simmons can't shoot, but he's made it before. LaMelo Ball. Really, I should say LaMelo Ball before Ben Simmons. No offense to him, but LaMelo Ball, if he averages 20-plus points per game, he's definitely being an all-star. He's going to have the fan voting, and he's going to have the stats to back it up. It's going to be a young point guard in that third slot. But that should not be Lonzo's focus. His focus is winning. If Lonzo can win and be first team all defense and be in a running for Defensive Player of the Year, that's more success for the Bulls. It's not about these scoring bunch of points for Lonzo, because if Lonzo scores 20 points per game, is that going to help the Bulls? No. But if Lonzo has 10 assists a game, that's going to help the Bulls. But he does need to score more to be respectable to keep teams honest. I do agree with that. Rap Guy says, are you streaming Hornets and Bulls preseason? Yeah, we're going to be streaming. If I'm not working, the OG Coach Joe, he hit me up and he let me know that he's willing to stream as well. Shout out to Coach Joe, a great brother. He's all about that raw truth. Man, it's good to have people in your corner, man. As you guys know, I work a lot. And if it was my way, I would love to. I'd rather do streams every day. But a lot of times I'll work. But we're going to be streaming a lot during the season. Make sure to share the videos and tune in. And if the Hornets ain't playing and the Bulls are playing, we definitely gonna be doing streams on the Bulls too. Shout out to the Bulls. They should have a fun team this season. We got 20+ likes. We need 20+. No, we got 20+ people in the chat. We need 20+ likes. Rare Family says, will you be streaming the preseason? Yeah, we streaming the preseason. You already know what it is. Thunder says that nature is the vibe. And you see why I don't do y'all see why I don't do social media right now? I made sure to stop doing social media. I would never do social media again. I don't need social media. When I could wake up into nature like this, I don't need it. When I could just smile every day and know everything's going to be all right, I don't need it. So, Blunt Dog 513 says, All-Star Game is a popularity contest. A lot of people get snubbed every year. That is true. That is true. Rare Family with a prediction that I can definitely see happening. He predicts Lonzo Ball having 17 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. That could happen. And if Lonzo averages 17, 9, and 8, especially the 9 assists and 8 rebounds, that's going to help the Bulls in a better playoff position. Rap God, he said he believes LaMelo will make an All-Star next year. I definitely believe that. I believe it. All he needs, he doesn't even need 25 points to be an All-Star. He could just have, if LaMelo averages 22 points per game, 8 to 9 assists, and a couple of rebounds, he will make the All-Star team. Because he will have the votes. Remember, LaMelo Ball had the votes last year. Now they were trying to say it was suppressed votes, but LaMelo Ball had the votes. I seen a bunch of people saying that they were going to vote LaMelo Ball every day. So I didn't believe those little numbers they were putting out. But that's the game within the game. Wait, let me see what. Trae Young was snubbed. Yes, he was. C.J. McCollum had been getting snubbed for years, mostly politics and van voting. Yes, a game within the game, unfortunately. C.J. McCollum, there was some years where he deserved to be an all-star. Dream Loud Media says 17, 10, and 6 will be an all-star game for Lonzo. Now he gotta make sure to have a little more points this year. It's gonna be a different year. Because if LaMelo's getting, like Rap God said, if LaMelo's getting 23, 8, and 8, that's an all-star team for him. That's an all-star team. And you know what's crazy about this whole situation? In a good way about LaMelo Ball? You don't know what he can average more than 20 plus per game. He has the potential to do it. If he did that, I wouldn't be surprised. Duke in the NBA said Mike Bibby never made one all-star game, and Mike Bibby was cold in his prime. There was a lot of times Mike Bibby should have made an all-star team but couldn't because there was a lot of dogs back in the day. Thunder says, I think LaMelo will have 22, 7, and 7. That's realistic. Yeah, Trae Young will get in next year. I think Trae Young will get in. It's going to be an interesting year. Finlay says LaMelo could average 30 in his career. He could definitely do that. One day he could do it. I don't think it's next year. But if he did it next year, I wouldn't be totally surprised. But, man, it's good, man, to see Lonzo, man. I looked at the press conference. Is it me or does Lonzo look like he's relaxed, like he's free? Playing for the Pelicans, playing that 3-and-D role, and I'm not saying that, I think he'll be able to play point guard. I think the backups will get minutes as well. But he won't be sitting in the corner. I think he'll be moved around and stuff like that. Billy Donovan, I think he'll be creative. Finlay says Lonzo was smiling too much in the press conference. Yes, he was. Lonzo was smiling because he knows that the weapons he'll have is simplistic for him. He'll be a traditional point guard. Traditional point guards are like Ricky Rubio, or the difference between him and Rubio is Lonzo's a better defender, and Lonzo has more athleticism. Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and they were surprised when I said that Lonzo is the most athletic ball brother in the family. That's the truth. The problem with Lonzo is sometimes he don't use all of his athleticism because he dealt with injuries. And when you had a lot of injuries, you're kind of hesitant on how you should move. Now I expect Lonzo to be more free of mind. So you will see more athleticism from Lonzo. You'll see Lonzo attacking the basket more. Will he do it as much as I would like? I don't know. But I think he'll do more. Yeah, Zoe got bounce. People actually believe he don't got bounce because he barely utilizes it. But Lonzo is one of the most athletic point guards in the NBA when he wants to. That's where the consistency comes from. Everyone that listens to the stream knows I'm a big fan of LaMelo Ball. But everybody knows that Lonzo's more athletic than LaMelo. The good thing about LaMelo Ball, he doesn't depend on too much athleticism. He uses his craftiness to score and get assists and rebounds. Billy Donovan has already said that team will be ran around his skill set. Yeah, they'll be running the ball. They're going to be running and gunning this season for the Bulls. And if you're a slow team or an old team and you're playing the Bulls, it's going to be a long night. Because even if you make smart plays, you're going to be running. Finless says, DJ, are you concerned with Alex Caruso? No, I'm not concerned with Caruso. He's going to do his job. Lonzo's got to worry about Lonzo. And don't worry about everybody else. Do his job. If he's consistent, he don't have to worry about Caruso. Isolate FN says Zoe finally going to play his own game. Yo, traditional guard. Shout out to Rashard Phillips because he coined that toy. He coined that word, traditional point guard, before everybody else said that. So shout out to Rashard Phillips, a talent evaluator, a.k.a. Yoda. That's what people call him in these scouting streets. Shout out to Yoda. Where family said Lonzo looks more comfortable with his shot. Yeah, his shot looks a lot better. Iceland says Zoe don't need to play a large role like LaMelo. He doesn't. Focus on defense and setting up his teammates. His teammates have the ability to score at will. Thunder says Chicago been treating Lonzo right so far. He look happy. Look at the media team for the Bulls. And y'all tell me how different that is. Night and day. No matter what you say about Billy Donovan, he's a lot better than the coaches of the Lakers when he had Fluke Walton, and he's a lot better than the Pelican coaches. His resume speaks for itself. Dream Loud says, also, Billy Donovan is a winning coach. Last season was his first losing season in a long time. He's been winning since college. He was winning with the Thunder. They didn't go to the finals or anything, but the Thunder was winning. Now look at the Thunder. They ain't been the same since Billy Donovan. And also Westbrook. Sean Bless says, big ups, Prezi, blessings. Yeah, this is raw truth, man. Raw truth. No longer new media is raw truth. Finlay says, quote, if he's consistent. That's the most important part, if he's consistent. Rap Guy says, Zoe and Jello got bounced. Facts. All right, Devin Fuller says, he need to get to the free throw line. Yeah, that's true. But I'm about to head out, man. Y'all have a great day. Just wanted to chop it up with y'all, and I'm out. All Lonzo has to do is be consistent. He'll have a good season. Raw truth. Peace.